Hello everyone, Jeremy here, and this is a review of two Minimates figures from the Street Fighter Cross Tekken line. This is for Guile on the left and Raven on the right. Got this from Toys R Us for $3.98 on clearance, and these two Minimates combined have some of the most neat and consistent attention to detail out of all the packs that I've gotten so far. So let's take a look at both of them right now, and we'll start things off with Guile. Guile is one of the most iconic video game fighting characters of all time. You know him from the Street Fighter series, and he's from the United States. He's a soldier, and I mean, this guy just bleeds Americana. And his music in the Street Fighter 2 games, Super Street Fighter 2, all that stuff, the best darn stage music out of any fighting game, in my opinion. It's just amazing. So, on to the figure. Really good job on Guile. And one of the chief complaints that I've always had about these Minimates is that the attention to detail when it comes to the legs always seems to suffer on a lot of the characters that I have. Not so with Guile. This is actually a pretty darn good paint job on his pants. And of course, the wonderful printing that goes on his chest and his face is great too. It gives him a nice muscular jawline, those lines right there. He's got dog tags, and of course, the old stars and stripes on his arm. It's great. Guile doesn't come with any accessories, but you know, that's okay because he doesn't need any. He's got all the sonic booms he needs in his big, muscly American arms. So the hairpiece is also very cool. It's very unique. It is undoubtedly something that belongs to Guile. And the only thing that I can say is sometimes the hairpiece seems like it's a little bit loose. If you want to move Guile's head, you really just have to take the hairpiece off, then move his head, because his hairpiece does not stay on all that great. But hey, you know, that's nothing. Just something that I just wanted to point out. But Guile is a really great figure, very little to complain about, and I am very happy with him. And now we have Raven. Raven is also a nice, really nice Minimates figure. What I like about him is that one of the things I like about Minimates in general is that if there's a character that has a unique hairpiece, they give it to him. They don't seem to just recycle hair pieces like Lego does. This hair belongs to Raven. It looks just like it does in the game. And he also has nice chest printing. Love the tattoo on his left arm. That is also great. The sunglasses print that he has is also great. And he has weapons as well. So Guile didn't have accessories because Guile doesn't use accessories. He doesn't need them. But Raven does. So let's see what those weapons look like when they're not attached to his backside. This is Raven with his two weapons. Very nice. Since the handles are so thin, they can really go into his hands, and you don't really have to worry too much about them falling off or even knocking his hands off in the process. And of course, when you don't want him to have those weapons in his hand, you can just store them through these little circular slots that's right on his backside. You can see it right there. So just like Guile, when it comes to his legs, it's not bad. But then again, Raven doesn't have as much detail in his legs, so it's harder to screw up the paint when there's hardly anything to screw up. You see that he's got some braces or like some type of detail down at the bottom of his pants, kind of like below the knee, but on the back there's nothing, and along the side there is mostly nothing outside of a few gold and silvery lines. So not a whole lot to get wrong. But it's simplistic. That's how Raven is, and that's what I like about him. And yeah, once again, his hairpiece is great, and his gloves have a nice silver detail to them as well. No complaints there. And his skin seems pretty even all around. No uneven paint distribution or weird colors in his skin tones. So overall, I like Raven. I think they did a really good job on him. I really don't have any complaints about these figures. They are two of the best that I have. I really like how the paint detail on the legs was actually taken into consideration with Guile, and the camouflage. It looks just as sharp and just as smooth as his chest printing and his face printing. And on Raven, same thing. It's kind of like opposite land with Raven, whereas Guile has more detail in his legs as opposed to his chest. Raven has more details in his chest as opposed to his legs, but they still work out pretty well. Standing them up isn't too hard. Minimates figures inherently, at least in my experience, aren't the easiest things in the world to stand up without some sort of base or something to stud them in to give them some assistance. But, I do that with these as well, just give them some sort of stand to make sure that they're secure in their poses. But these are two really good figures. I think I lucked out on these, and I am happy. So that's all the Minimates that I have to review. If I didn't accidentally buy two of these, I would have one more. But that's the lot that I have gone through. And I'm going to be on the lookout for some more Minimates to review, hopefully soon. The only problem is I think that Minimates are a little too expensive for what they are. I think between $7 to $8 to $10 for a pack of two is too much, especially since the quality control seems to be hit or miss. And I just wish that those prices were cheaper. At least, maybe about $6 for two of them. That way you can look at it spending $3 for each figure, which is pretty much what the competition, Mega Bloks and Lego, is pretty much what their blind bags are. So I would like to see these cheaper, but if they're on clearance, I will grab them. I'll look online and see if I can find some more. There are a ton of Minimates, a lot of cool licenses, and I look forward to more in the future. So thanks for watching this series of Minimates reviews. Until the next time, I'm Jeremy, and I'll talk to you later.